jump to Delegate Coley's bill first because Sean Johnson is here. And he has a suggestion for an adjustment to this bill, which I think is really valid. So this is the one, House Bill 1310. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to keep him forever. And he's speaking to us not as the MSA president, but as a very well-informed citizen. So let's start off. Welcome to the Education Subcommittee of the House Ways and Means. And this is the meeting that we're going to take up possibly 5 bills, maybe 4 today, depending on our depending if I killed Alistair or not yet. So House Bill 1310 is the first one I'd like to do. And this is Delegate Coley's bill, which is traumatic loss notation. And this is a really good bill. Alistair, we had a couple of amendments to it. Would you describe those? And then maybe we'll suggest an additional one to be placed in there. It's just a change of a word. So let's take a look real quick.
Yes, sir. So the bill as it came in required a notice if a parent or a student asked for it on the student's high school transcript if they had a traumatic loss, which was defined as the death of a parent from a reproductive cancer. The amendments expand the bill a little bit to include the death of a parent or sibling for any reason. And otherwise, the bill is left intact. This is not something that is required, but will be put on if asked for. The issuance of traumatic loss notification comes with some advice and counseling for the student. And that is the amendment that I have. And
so an additional amendment has been suggested. If you look on the 3rd page in line 3, traumatic loss notation, number 1 says, shall state the school year or years the student was impacted by the traumatic loss. So how do we know how they were impacted? Like maybe the loss occurred in the freshman year and they really are having trouble dealing with it and it's impacted them all 4 years, or maybe they're resilient, or I don't know, something, they've gotten some help, or they didn't, they're not, I don't know. I don't want to impugn anyone, but they're getting over it more quickly. So the claim of what years that they were impacted by it, the suggestion is we just shall state the school year that the loss was incurred rather than the school years they were impacted. And then that student, they can say, yeah, when they talk to people, I see that you lost your mom in your sophomore year. Yeah, I did. And I'm good. I'm over it. You can believe it or not. Or no, I didn't get over it even now, like all the way to graduation. But that would be a conversation rather than that, because I think Sean points out that it's a little hard to do that. And Sean, I'm going to bring you on camera if you want to, since you pointed this out to me. Did I capture it pretty well there? If you want to add anything, I'd be happy to have you.
Thank you. I think you did capture it well. I think the immediate concern was just one that the language as it was drafted suggests that there might be an end date to when a traumatic loss is not felt. And the way that you characterized it just now, Mr. Chair, I think is a more appropriate reflection of noting the traumatic loss and not leaving open the suggestion that some government entity believes there is an assumption of when that loss may no longer be impacting you.
And without giving away too much, Sean has an intimate relationship with traumatic loss, and often talks about it publicly. So I think having his input on this is valuable, and I honor it. So I think I would like to offer that as being part of the amendment too. Then,
should it include just the year or the semester as well that the traumatic loss occurs?
Well, we can do that. State the year and the semester. I'm okay with that. I mean, you could just say the semester, because when you identify a semester, you would say, whatever you think works there. I'll leave it to you. But I think instead of saying when they were impacted, I think we should just say when it occurred. Are there any other? Does anybody ever? I know that I got an amendment in there. I don't do that often, but it came at the last minute. Does anybody else want to offer any other amendments to it?
So I'm sorry, what section? I'm sorry.
It was on page 3, and it was in section 3 at the top of the page. It says a traumatic loss notation, and we're changing number 1 in line 3 from shall state the school year years the student was impacted by the traumatic loss to shall state the school year or semester and semester the student that the traumatic loss occurred.
Okay, got it. I was fine with that. I'm fine with that. I had a question though for another area. When
Yeah,
you're
go
ready.
ahead then. We'll leave that one in.
Okay, so going back to page 2, okay, I think never mind. It's defined in page 1. So parent includes a step parent and guardian.
Yes, there was a
I just
question about that, and
okay.
somebody said, "What about guardians?" But it's in the definition in this bill.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
correct.
So I'm good. I'm good with that part.
Okay.
Just thinking of especially those that have grandparents, as we see a large population of grandparents raising grandchildren.
I think that would be a
Um,
guardian, wouldn't it then? If it's even if it's an aunt
yeah,
or uncle who's a designated guardian, I think it would cover it.
yeah. I just even still, I just they might not be the legal guardian, not necessarily. For instance, they all live in the same home together. And I'm not trying to, I'm just
I see what
offering
you're
it for
saying.
discussion, just as far as discussion, because that's impacted as well. So I don't know. I'm not trying to be
No, you're doing fine.
too loose with it, but also just wanted your thoughts and the committee's thoughts on that, just
Well,
because I'm
I
thinking
would
of
go to the legal counsel here on this as use with the word guardian there. Does
Yeah,
does guardian imply legal guardian?
I don't think so. I think if you say legal guardian, that is a specific definition that you've
Okay.
gone through the paperwork and become a legal guardian. I mean, it's going to be up to how school systems interpret this, but I would hope that they would interpret it generously. And if you were the
See where Joe is.
if you are a student who goes to them with the information that your guardian died and that they're the person you live with, hopefully they would be open to it. I think the issue with expanding it too widely is you don't want it to cover any sort of incident. So it was trying to be somewhat narrowly tailored to be basically their nuclear family, but inclusive of their guardians and anyone who is basically plays the role of a parent in a child's life.
Thank you.
So can you tell me, wait a minute, I'm feeling some kind of way about that. Where are you now? Which line, where? What
The
page?
definition of parent is on the bottom of page 1, I'm sorry, line 22.
Page 1,
Yes,
2.
of the
Okay.
reprint, not of the original bill, but the reprint with
Oh,
the
yeah,
Either
I
one.
have it.
excuse me. Water here.
Okay. Because okay, well, I guess if they're considered a guardian by the school system, fine, but a school system administratively is going to make that whoever signs the papers for the child having been in that school, who has authority over that person. So I just don't want somebody to come up, Aunt Josie to come up and say, oh yeah, let me explain this to you. I'm his aunt, and Aunt Josie's not on the record, and say I'm now the guardian, and nobody in the school knows how that happened or when it happened. But okay, I'm picking here, then they'll have to figure out at the school what that all means. So just ignore that.
Okay.
But you know that sometimes people come up and say that they're the guardian, but they are not recognized by the school system because they're not the one that enrolled the child.
All right. So we don't have a new amendment there. Is there a motion on the bill? I would say as amended in this case. The amendments were written and we changed a line to say the year and semester that the traumatic event that the loss occurred. Anybody want to move for me on that? Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. That might have been Edith both times, but that's well. I see Kevin smiling, so
Second.
that's
I
a
got you.
second if I ever saw one. All right, so let's just do it on the bill with the amendments. Any further discussion? Okay, good amendments, good discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and it carries. Thank you. Edith, no objection, right? You're not on camera, but no objection, correct? Okay. Now we'll back down to House Bill 546, which is Delegate Wolick's bill about professional development on a course in well-being and flourishing. This bill comes to us. There is a course that exists currently, and the State Department is helping to administer with the help of, I think, Georgetown. I don't know. Yeah, with Georgetown. We would like to make it a course. I think it's a great idea for teachers to have this ability to go for professional development, to really, it's kind of a mental health thing for them. And, we all tell stories about teaching, and all jobs are hard, but we say about how it is difficult for us to keep our lives in order. And so I think some mental health and some reflective kind of a course is valuable. We took the bill. We did say that, of course, it costs to do these courses. And so we gave the State Department sort of, if the course disappeared from Georgetown and they couldn't find another one at and we'll put air quotes on it, reasonable cost, and that would be kind of up to them, then they don't have to continue it until that happened, if that happened. For now, we hope it continues. Hauser, cover it pretty well? Okay. Delegate Miller, you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. It's only available, not required.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This is teachers can do this. They can get their points toward reaccreditation and all that too by doing these kind of courses.
Okay.
They can be
thank you.
online. They can offer it online or in person. I think it's offered online right now.
Okay.
Delegate Hornberger, question.
This be the equivalent to like a CEU in another industry? Is that similar?
I'm not familiar with the term, so I see
Yeah.
Alistair shaking his head. Does anybody want to help me with that?
It
I'm
is.
all-
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please proceed, Delegate. I apologize.
Delegate Pasteur, we'll take your tremendous expertise here.
Yeah, delegate, it is equivalent to that. And there are other courses
Okay.
like that teachers or people in system, teachers, paras, et cetera, can do to get those CEU credits.
Okay, great. Thank you.
When I was a teacher, we used to call them CPD credits, continuing professional development credits. Now they're called professional development points. They get points for taking courses,
Mhm.
but they all lead toward, every 6 years you have to re-up your certificate, and they all lead toward that.
Mhm.
Okay, that's
Move
good.
favorable.
Thank you. With the amendments?
Yep.
Thank you. Anybody want to second it?
I'll second.
There you go. We have move favorable and seconded with the amendments. Any further discussion? Seeing none, raise your hand if you're in favor of this bill.
Aye.
Right. And Delegate Pastor, you're kind of at the bottom of the screen, so I'm going to assume that was a yes, and
Yes.
you'll scream at me if it's a no. Thank you. We'll
It-
send that one.
yes.
We'll send that on for committee vote. Next House bill is 837. Alistair, we may not be ready for this one, right?
Yes, I apologize, sir.
That's
I'm
okay.
still working on the amendments.
You were kept up really late last night. I will tell you in spirit what we're going to do with this one, so it will be pretty easy. We basically are going to take this bill. I can't remember now, so don't forget it. We'll do it when we do it.
I can discuss it a little bit if you'd
Yeah,
like.
but let's not waste people's time. We're
Okay.
gonna have to do it all over again anyway. So I don't know why I'm feeling necessary to do that. So we're gonna skip House Bill 837 and move on to House Bill 1274. Oh gosh, we got a sponsor wonder here. This is great news. This is Delegate Miller's bill to offer students who have passed any time from kindergarten through 12th grade to receive a posthumous degree. We did do some amendments to the bill, and I think after we talk about ours, Delegate Miller, I know that you have something that you would like to amend onto the bill as well. So, Alistair, I'm going to let you describe the amendments to the bill. We simplified the process a little bit, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the bills that came in had multiple different posthumous awards. There was a standard high school diploma, posthumous honorary diploma, and an in memoriam diploma. The amendments make it so that a local school system is required to award a posthumous honorary diploma to any student who was, at the time of the student's death, enrolled in any grade of kindergarten through grade 12. They only do so at the request of the parent or the next of kin of the student. And
In other words, somebody might not want it. It might be too hard of a memory for them. And so we're not going to thrust it all at them. They have to want it. Okay. Everybody's different about these things. And so we need to honor their differences. Anything else, Alistair?
that's it.
Okay. And then I discussed this with the sponsors, and the reason we simplified it was this is where the agencies get fussy and say this is too much for us to handle. We don't want that to happen to this bill. It's a good idea. And so April, you were very good. Delegate Miller, you were very good last night about saying, yeah, let's get it done. And that's a good thing. Delegate Hornberger, and then we'll come to you, Delegate Miller.
Yeah, this is a great bill, and I want to thank you for sharing your story and all that, because this is really important. I don't know if now's the right time to offer it, but when it gets to full committee, I'm going to ask that I be added on as a co-sponsor, if that's okay.
And we can do that because it has amendments. And so
Right.
I think we probably should just wait, because I think when we
Yep.
do it, I think we will not be the
Yeah.
only ones who jump on board. So yes, it's a good idea, but remind that don't forget to do it, because we want to get it started up on that one. And since we have amendments, it's a little bit of work for Alistair, but not quite as much.
Thank you. And I move favorable on the amendments.
Hold on one second. We're going to offer one more amendment here.
Okay.
Delegate Miller, an additional amendment, in addition to ones we discussed, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I spoke with my sister-in-law to get her permission, and I would like to offer an amendment to add to the title to refer to it as Eric's Law, to honor my nephew. And I just want to say that I so appreciate the committee's support, the supportive environment. My sister-in-law was very nervous to testify, and so the kindness that you show, and that honestly we've shown throughout this whole session. We've had a lot of difficult bill hearings, a lot of emotions, and a lot of things that people are bringing to us that are really impactful. And so I really appreciate my committee extending that love to my family. And so I would request that we name it after him in his honor.
So we're going to add that amendment on to the other amendments. I don't see any reason to separate them out or even vote on the amendments specifically in this case, given the level of cooperation that the sponsor has given us. So now, Kevin, I would take a motion on the bill as amended.
Yep. Motion favorable on the bill as amended.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Properly seconded. Okay, all in favor of the bill as amended, raise your hands, please. Thank you. We're unanimous on that. Great job, everybody. Okay, now we're up to the last bill that we're going to do today, which is House Bill 1305, which is state welfare reporting. This is new to you guys. This came at the last minute. This is a bill from Delegate Kaiser, and there's a lot of information that goes around foster children. I will tell you, I have a specific interest in this because I have nephews that were foster children, 5 of them from my wife's sister who had multiple partners. And because I will say this, because of sometimes their color or socioeconomic status at the time, they got vastly different foster care experiences. And it was tough to watch. And she's actually written a novel, which is not autobiographical, but speaks to the different experiences that foster children can have. So I think, Alistair, if you would just say the things, this adds into a number of things that this bill does. So if you would generally say what the law does to begin with, and then just, that very generally, and then say what the sponsor added into those requirements here. You're muted there, man.
Thank you. Sorry about that,
No
Mr.
worries.
Chair. So there's currently a report that the State Department of Education is required to do to the General Assembly about children in the foster youth and state child welfare system. It includes a number of different things: the rates of absenteeism, the rates of suspension, the number of children with on 504 plans and with IEPs. This would add to that information about foster youth who enroll in college and whether they graduate within 6 years. Additionally, there's a requirement that the information data about foster youth be disaggregated and separated from data about other youth so that ease of comparison can be made between the two groups. Finally, there's an uncodified requirement that the State Department of Education, in cooperation with the Department of Human Services, do a deep dive into all the various data collection things out there on foster youth, identify best practices, make recommendations for improving educational outcomes, and evaluate the effectiveness of the information that is gathered currently. There are a couple of amendments that just fix technical issues with the law as it came in, or the bill as it came in.
Anybody need any clarity on these amendments? Okay, again, I think we're dealing with some pretty very sensitive bills here that are good. So if somebody wants to move the bill as amended, I'm happy to take that with the amendments.
Move the amendment, excuse me.
Yeah, no, you can move the bill with amendments. I'm kind of allowing it on ones where it's a little trickier, we do, but I don't think this one's tricky.
Well,
So-
I had questions, so I didn't want to move just.
Okay, so you do have questions about the amendments. Sorry,
Yeah.
missed that, delegate. Go ahead and ask the questions first before we take a motion.
Okay, just, I'm sorry, I just looked, I'm making sure that we had this, we did add the amendment for the individuals who enroll in college and graduate within 6 years. So that was the question I was trying to get to.
That's the thing. That's the thing that the bill actually added. That's not an amendment so much as that's the bill itself, right, Alistair? Yeah,
That's right. The amendment is just the current law says that children with individualized education plans instead of individualized education programs. And there was also some uncodified language that is surplusage and unnecessary. So the amendment just changes those two things.
And I will point out, coming full circle, that although this doesn't involve the bill we have on the MLDS, this is the kind of data that MLDS helps people find, college graduation rates and things like that. We talked about the importance of it generally. This doesn't validate the need for the other bill necessarily, but I'm a big believer the MLDS helps us really understand people. So just wanted to give it a little,
Okay.
it's nice for the guy to come meet with us, but I like to give it a little cheerleading when I can.
Okay, so
Well-
it did meet the amendments do meet the DHS request, is what I'm understanding.
Oh,
So the DHS in their amendment request said that this information is already available from the Maryland Longitudinal Data System Center, which is true, but is not always published necessarily. So
disaggregate it, yeah.
that information is available for those who make a request. This would, instead of requiring the General Assembly or anyone from the public interested in making a request, would be published every year and be available to everyone without that extra step.
Okay.
So a lot of this data is definitely available. When the bill sponsor testified, she testified about the difficulty in finding it in one place.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was trying to get to. Appreciate that.
Good. Well done. Good question. Good answer. Thanks, Alistair, for your help on that. All right. Do we want to move the amendments separately, Delegate Roberson, or are you okay to move the bill with the amendments?
No, I'm good. We can move the bill with amendment.
Okay, I'm going to take that as your motion. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
And I got 2 seconds, which is a fourth. Okay, so all in favor and further discussion on the bill, sorry. Okay, seeing none, all in favor of the bill with the amendments, please raise your hand. Okay, carries unanimously. That's our business for today. Thank you guys for hanging around, and we'll see you Monday. Okay, thanks.
Have a great weekend.
All right, and
Thank you.
gaming is at 1:30, gaming 1:30 Monday.
Monday.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank
K
you.
through 12 is at 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I got
Monday at
rules,
1:30,
so-
not right this instant, right?
No,
Yeah.
1:30 on Monday.
Thank you. I was about to go looking for the link.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.